When the Queen's assistant refused to cooperate, Harry's face turned purple. Accepting his own insignificance is something he should work on. Hello, pals. Hello. And thank you for tuning in to Royal Family News Update, where we will be bringing you all the latest updates on the hypocritical royal couple, Harry and Meghan Markle. Palace courtiers have denied Prince Harry's claim on Netflix that he was out as a working royal because the Queen was convinced he was unfit. Since the Duke of Sussex portrayed a submissive queen in his play, he reportedly finds it hard to believe he was able to sweet-talk the late monarch. It concerns the so-called Sandringham Summit, which Her Majesty called in January 2020 to decide Harry and Meghan's royal status. In the latest installment of his Netflix documentary, released last week, Harry describes how the encounter left him feeling terrified after his brother William screamed and shouted at him. By saying his grandmother quietly listened as his father said things that just weren't true, he implied that she was swayed by the views of those around her. He stated in the show that the institution is her primary reason for being. He elaborated, saying, "You have to realize that from a family's standpoint, especially from hers, there are ways of doing things. Those closest to her have cautioned her that suggesting these two do X, Y, or Z would be seen as an attack on the institution, so she will heed their advice." However, he has been challenged on his version of events by both outsiders and palace officials. It was up to Her Majesty herself to make a choice, as she was both strong and shrewd enough to do so. One person told The Times that it's ridiculous. But Harry could never bring himself to believe that the Queen had actually ordered him to leave. He was oblivious to the fact that he was not the sly sort who could coax Grandma into giving him what he wanted. The Duke of Sussex changed the story about his grandmother, an insider told the newspaper, echoing claims made by the previous source. Names for the boss that were commonly used included Your Highness, my chief executive. However, she is depicted as a diminutive figure occupying a marginal location because she did not provide the comfort he needed. Another instance of the story being altered to fit Harry's preferred ending. Although Her Majesty consulted with her advisors before making major policy changes, she ultimately had final say. He probably can't bring himself to admit that your relationship has suffered or that his chief of staff has decided he can't have the best of both worlds by being both fully involved and completely detached. This week, Harry and Meghan want their own apologies after it was revealed that they met with Lady Susan Hussey and the head of a black charity at Buckingham Palace to discuss reconciliation. The 83-year-old, who had served the late Queen for 6 decades, resigned from her honorary position with immediate effect after Ms. Fulani tweeted about being repeatedly questioned by royal staff about her background at a banquet last month. It was at this point that Prince William stepped in to condemn his godmother's unacceptable words and declare that racism has no place in our culture. Lady Susan apologized to Ms. Fulani in person on Thursday, and she accepted her apology. They then released a joint statement saying that they want to rebuild their lives in peace after the distressing incident. It has been reported that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are demanding a sit-down with the royal family to discuss their issues, many of which were revealed in their 6-part bombshell Netflix documentary this week, which many have criticized as an unprecedented attack on the firm. Nonetheless, it appears that Harry and Meghan are unhappy as a result of the whole ordeal. Sunday Times sources claim that the public apology extended to Ms. Fulani by the royal family but not extended to them creates the impression of double standards. Supposedly, a source told the paper, "Nothing like that was ever done when Harry and Meghan had numerous issues. No meeting, official apology, accepting blame or accountability. It's hard to believe they'd be so adamantly in favor of a meeting." The Sussexes reportedly want to get together before King Charles' coronation in May. If they want to get in touch with the king, they know where he lives, the senior royal insider said. In just a few weeks, Harry's book Spare will be released, likely making even more explosive accusations than the Netflix documentary. Harry found it heartbreaking to see how his brother's communications department was mimicking their father's strategy of trading tales with the media. However, it might be hard to sell the Prince of Wales to, let's say, casual friends. Someone said their relationship had been extremely strained for a long, and someone else said, "There is pain at where things currently are with his brother and there is a biography coming." According to the Sunday Times, the palace has no plans to comment on the Sussexes' Netflix show or to speak with the couple. When asked about Harry's planned memoir, a member of the court said, "That is Harry's decision. He's taking one decision, and we're choosing another." According to another source, the family is keeping quiet on purpose in order to convey a message by being voiceless because their obligation is to go on with the job. After that, a friend of the royal family said, "They are right to rise above it and focus on showing that service and duty count. The petty bickering, contradictory statements, and inane details should be allowed to speak for themselves." In a vicious attack on the Sussex family, a close friend of the king called their Netflix show a disgraceful abuse of trust. Disturbing the peace of the home and serving as an unwelcome distraction in the short term. They claimed that most people saw it for what it is, narcissistic, biased, and preying on the vulnerable. According to what they claimed, William and the king must be outraged and upset, but they will continue to show what is expected of them and the value they bring to the position each week, something Harry and Meghan cannot do. At this point, reconciliation is highly unlikely. In other cases, palace insiders have flatly denied claims made in the series, such as that the royal family was upset over being upstaged by Meghan. Harry had previously said that the other royals were green with envy over Meghan's popularity and media attention. According to the Sunday Telegraph, a source says the firm is used to younger and newer royals taking the spotlight. The newspaper quotes an anonymous source who says, "They've seen it happen over decades," adding, "When it was a gathering of a family function, everyone expected Meghan or Kate to be the lead photo in the papers." An additional commenter argued, "It is fundamentally misconstrued that the institution understands how the media works to indicate that they would be startled or frustrated." Sources close to the royal family say the Sussexes overplayed their hand pretty severely by going public with their private family problems. The Times has learned from reliable sources that they have exhausted their supply of ammunition and are now reusing previously fired rounds. What will their business strategy entail if it no longer relies on this victimhood narrative? They must count on some sort of financial gain. A close friend of Harry and Meghan has said that Harry's book Spare will be their last chance to tell the truth. After the movie came out, they said they'd be focusing on their service work and hoped that people would become interested in what they're doing beyond all the turmoil. What do you think of Harry's stubbornness when he accuses the people who love him? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. With any luck, this video was instructive for you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this newsletter and hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.